Hello everyone. Back again with Brain Game. We have collected top 10 best game offline Android 2022. Not only online games are released every month, but there are also several offline game titles that are no less interesting than online games. We will recommend the latest January 2022 best offline games that are interesting to play with Android phones. Just go ahead, top 10 best game offline Android 2022. 1. Starina. The first game on this list, we start with a game called Starina. Although this game is still in the early access stage, it looks like it has quite promising potential. Before coming to Android devices, Starina was actually first released on PC devices in 2020. In this game, you will play a gladiator robot. The task you have to do is defeat other fighting robots in an arena. To make the fight easier, this game provides weapons and support called fans. 2. Fight Crab. If fighting games usually focus on cool and handsome characters, then this game will be very different. How not? Here you will fight using a character in the form of a crab. Even though it uses a crab character, the gameplay becomes even more interesting because of its uniqueness. To win the battle, you must defeat the crab character from your opponent. Although it seems simple, it will actually feel a little difficult, especially if you are playing this game for the first time. 3. Downhill Legend. The next best offline game on January 2022 is an arcade game called Downhill Legend. This game tells the story of a fox who rolls a stone on a high mountain. As a player, you are required to control the stone as far as possible, but it's certainly not easy because there will be many obstacles and items that you have to collect along the way. Because it focuses on arcade gameplay, this game is also equipped with simple and easy to learn game controls. Along the way, you will be shown views with polygon-style graphics that are quite pleasing to the eye. 4. Tank Stars 2. Tank Stars are one of the most popular tank-themed arcade games. How not? The game has been downloaded more than 100 million times on the Google Play Store. After the success of the first series, the second series was finally presented to Android devices. In the concept of the game, this game actually does not have a significant difference. Where you are required to fight one-on-one by facing enemy tanks. Later players can attack each other with a turn-based system. In addition to providing several choices of tanks, this game also provides a number of weapons with their respective advantages and disadvantages. 5. Endless Nightmare 2, Hospital. After passing the early access stage, the second series of Endless Nightmare was finally officially released some time ago. Different from the first series, which was set in a scary house, this game takes place in a hospital. Because of the horror game genre, of course the hospital is also packed with a very scary atmosphere. Here you will play the character of James, which he is investigating the case of missing people from a town called Oak Town. Throughout the game, you are also required to carry out investigations while surviving the terrible terror in the hospital. 6. Paco 3. After releasing 2 series, now the continuation of the third series from Paco is starting to be played on mobile devices. As a successor series, this game certainly brings various updates from the previous series. Graphic presentation is one of the elements that has greatly improved. As for the actual gameplay mechanism, there is no significant change. Here you will control a car that moves automatically. You have to drive the car left and right to complete various missions. The missions range from surviving as long as possible, to racing against other cars. 7. Burning Dead. Next in the list of the best offline games for January 2022 is Burning Dead, a zombie genre game that is quite unique. This game actually carries the concept of an FPS game, but of course comes with a variety of innovations that make the overall gameplay different. Here you will be brought into the story of the main character in order to save his son from the zombie invasion. The character you play will continue to run automatically. So your task is to kill every zombie and get past the obstacles. In addition, this game also provides several types of weapons that can be used, ranging from melee weapons to long-range weapons. 8. Police Sim 2022. Ovidupop is a game developer that is very synonymous with various driving simulation games on Android devices. Of the many simulation games, most of them come with a realistic impression. Starting from the simulation of driving trucks, buses, taxis, and so on. In this latest series you will be invited to experience using a police car. As a police officer, of course you are tasked with arresting every driver who has violated traffic rules. In addition, this game has quite realistic vehicle physics and is supported by other interesting features. 9. Ice Cream 6. Ice Cream is a horror game that regularly releases its newest series. Well, this 6th series is an advanced series that will certainly be a loss if you miss it. The story of this game is still continuing the struggle in the previous series, where in this latest series is still centered on the rescue struggle at the ice cream factory. Later you will play the character of Charlie, but you can also play as Jay while playing. Not much different from the previous series, Ice Cream 6 also still focuses on horror elements, puzzles, and additional stealth elements. 10. Rocket League Sideswipe. The last game on this list is a game adapted from the popular PC game, Rocket League. The Android version is titled Sideswipe. This is not without reason, considering that the visuals are presented differently from the PC version, which is not in 3D. Of course it adapts to the control mechanisms on mobile devices that are intended to make it easier to play. Well, besides being able to be played online, this game can also be played offline by practicing against bots. This game basically invites players to play ball. But not just an ordinary ball game, because you will play using a car. The car can fly and spin in the air in order to get the ball into the opponent's goal. So, those were the recommendations for the top 10 best game offline Android 2022. That we have summarized to accompany you earlier this month. Even though it's offline, the fun is certainly not inferior to online games at the beginning of this year. Good luck!